My guest tonight is a very talented comedian and writer who has appeared numerous times on our show. Her debut hour special, Girl Daddy, is available now on HBO Max, and it's fantastic. Please welcome Beth Stelling. Beth, how are you?
I'm good. I'm so happy to see you.
So
another
nice to
human.
See you. Yeah, I know, another human. So your bar is that low. You're not necessarily happy to see Conan O'Brien. Just any human will do.
I should have taken that back. I've written I love Conan here on this board in preparation for this big event. I'm sure you can see it clearly.
No, we see nothing. No.
Well, it's there. Just trust that it's there. I wrote it in this marker, not permanent marker. But I'm
okay. All right.
Oops, I dropped it.
You know, I'm a big fan of yours, huge fan of yours, and we have been very anxious at Team Coco to support your stand-up special in any way possible. That's something that's been a labor of love for us. You know, we've really wanted to get the word out. Normally, I would pay for you to have a giant Beth Stelling billboard in Times Square. I'd pay for that out of my own pocket, gladly. But what good's it going to do during a pandemic?
You've employed some novel techniques, like you've been using my friends and family to handle some grassroots marketing efforts. Like,
doing what we can.
Yeah. Like you had someone write the details of my special on a sidewalk in chalk, which, I mean, one thunderstorm and that's gone, Conan.
I know, but look, first of all, I thought that 4-year-old did a very good job. I think it looked pretty good. And yes, so it'll last until the next rainstorm. But you know what? All publicity is good publicity.
Okay, but
well-traveled sidewalk.
You also had a friend of mine hang a banner outside of her house. And she lives on a country road. So I just feel like we needed that sign at the Smash Mouth concert. You know, like I just feel like I need your head in the game.
I looked into that.
More.
I looked into having it hung at the Smash Mouth concert. And the people, they said it was unsafe, the people that hang signs. So that's why they hung it on that rural country road in North Carolina.
You even hired my dad, the owner and sole operator of Stars on Call in Orlando, and you had him do a commercial.
This is actually real. This is your dad. Your dad did this.
That's my father.
This is your father. Let's take a look at this clip now of your dad promoting Girl Daddy. Let's take a look.
Beth Stelling, Girl Daddy, HBO Max. Keep smiling and watch it.
What's his deal? What is the deal with that man?
Look, he does live roadside commercials or character directionals. So he stands in front of businesses that are paying him to get people inside and maybe online.
And does it work? Does he, I would think, I mean, some people, he might frighten some people from going into a business.
That's a very valid point.
Yeah.
Sometimes he was on the news. He was on Far Out on Fox, and they did say when they asked the business owners that up to, and then they gave some sort of percentage, and I don't know how they reached that percentage, but that 75% more people entered than if Bert weren't out front.
Oh,
so I guess you could say it's working. I actually have one more request.
Oh yeah.
I just feel like the least you could do for me now is wear this Girl Daddy hat that I sent over to you to Largo.
Yeah, this is nice. I'll wear this around.
It's adjustable.
This will get, it better be adjustable because it's actually on the highest setting. I'm not kidding. I have a massive skull.
You have a big brain. As my dad would say. My dad always said because I had a big head, it was because I had a big brain. So I'm going to pass that on to you. Are
you close to your dad? You guys close?
Yeah, I mean, look, I feel like you can love a parent and not always see eye to eye, you know? He and I don't necessarily agree on women's autonomy, for example. So I like to donate to Planned Parenthood in his name.
Oh,
you know? Yeah. I performed for them a couple times as well. Isn't it weird? For some reason, comics always get booked to perform at charity events.
Yeah.
You've done it.
I've done it. I have to say, I've done charity events before, and it's almost as if the people booking it don't understand what comedy is. Because I always want to say to them afterwards, comedy needs some kind of context. You know, the room has to be prepared for comedy. And sometimes if it's a really dark charity, they don't prepare the room in any way. Have you had that happen?
Oh my gosh, yeah. One year, Planned Parenthood asked me to come perform at their fundraiser called the Birds and Bees Bash.
Right.
It was in Santa Barbara, California. It was a bunch of rich old people gathered together to throw money at the cause. Beautiful thing. So it's like this swanky event, and I've slapped on a skirt, which is obviously a big deal for me. And so it's in this beautiful banquet hall, and they sit me down in the back next to Joanna Kearns. You know who that is, right?
She's a sitcom actress. What is she on? What was she on? She was
Mrs. Seaver from Growing Pains.
Oh, okay, Mrs. Yeah, growing pains. I'm a little old for Growing Pains, but
Okay.
I do kind of remember that show. I know who she is. Yes.
Yeah, I was so excited, and I sat down, and she explained that she's going to give the keynote speech, and then she'll bring me up to do 15 minutes of stand-up. So Joanna's up there talking about Planned Parenthood, what it means to her and her family, and a woman in the back of the banquet hall next to me at our table starts to have a heart attack.
Oh.
Yeah. So Joanna she just keeps talking because she doesn't know what's going on in the back of the room. Just like I can't always know what's going on in the back of every room I'm performing in. People
Right.
could be in the kitchen right now making sweet, sweet love, and I would have no clue, especially if it was like super slow, wouldn't be able to hear him. So Joanna's up here talking.
Uh-huh.
This woman's having a heart attack. I'm watching her have a heart attack, but I'm also thinking, like, what jokes am I going to tell?
Right.
Right. And then an ambulance comes very quickly, almost as if they knew there was like a gathering of olds, and they just like parked on the corner. So they rush in.
Whenever it's an ambulance that drives around, and if it sees like 8 or more old people gather in one spot, it waits there for 10 minutes because they know something's going to go down.
That or a garage sale. Uh-oh. How did that just happen? Did you hear that?
No.
Oh, someone just tried to call, and then it went to my computer. Anyway, so the ambulance comes very quickly. They rush in. They put this woman on a stretcher because it was a heart attack, but it was like a low-key heart attack. She fell out of her chair, and her husband was worried. But as they're wheeling her out, past our table towards the door, she looks at us and she says, "I'm so sorry. I'm fine. I'm so sorry." Which like might be the epitome of being a woman. She's like, "I'm sorry I interrupted with a heart attack. I'm happy to die if that helps. I really will. I'll go die." So this is when they have her outside the door. And just then Joanna Kearns leans into the microphone and she says, "Who's ready for some stand-up comedy?" And I'm in the back of the room like, oh no. So I get up. I'm weaving my way through the tables in my dumb skirt. The woman who's planned the event intercepts me. She puts her hand on my shoulder. She's panicked. And she's like, "I don't know. Maybe you should do less time, like 5 minutes or something." I was like, "Lady, I'm doing 15, you know?" So I get up there in front of everyone. Felt like I really needed to address the situation.
Yeah. Someone just had a heart attack. You got to.
Right. So I get up in front of everybody and I just say, "Wow, I've done a lot of things to get out of donating money, but never that." Not everybody laughed. You know, it was potentially,
It took a while.
It was potentially too soon. My dad, however, very proud. I bombed a Planned Parenthood. And if he had been there, would have been so happy.
You know, I think I don't know if I can top that, but I have something that was equally rough where I did a benefit and it was, for people in the military. And so the whole audience was packed with, people who had served in the military very recently and come back from Afghanistan or Iraq. And it was intense. They showed this really intense film. And then an honor guard came out and they said, "Now we remember our fallen brothers." And they played taps on a bugle. And then right after they finished playing taps, a voice on the microphone said, "Ladies and gentlemen, Conan O'Brien." I walked out there. People are crying. Their heads are bowed. I was like, no, we need time between that and Mr. Goofy. You need some something, a little light something, someone comes out with a harmonica and plays the harmonica,
Or I'm going to pitch jock jams, just infuse the room with some high energy.
Jock jams? You really think that's appropriate?
Punch up the jam, pump it up. Yeah, just blow out the room with some hot tunes.
No, you can't follow taps with jock jams. You know, let me ask you a question. Did you tidy up at all before you got on national television with me, Beth? Look at you. Did you think at all, like, I should probably maybe try and straighten it up a little bit? Did you give it any thought?
Look at this. I got some, what do I got? There's a shirt on a chair. I have some laundry over in that corner.
Uh-huh.
And
Hey, is that
just to prove it, it does say,
Oh, look at
love
that.
Conan.
That's... Is that a heart or a butt?
It's a butt.
It looked like a butt to me.
That's actually a perfect rendering of your butt. I memorized it.
That is what sadly, my wife will attest.
Drawn to scale.
She has seen my butt, and that's about it. It's actual size. I saw you have a cello. Is that a cello you have in the background?
Yeah. You want me to? That's what I could have put between you and taps. A little ode to joy from me on there.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because you're actually in a much nicer room than I thought you were. You just chose you look fantastic. Don't get me wrong. You look lovely, but the room is so much nicer. You chose this terrible angle because you don't know what you're doing. You were in the most depressing corner of your house.
You know, I usually have here's a beautiful thing. I usually have beanbag chairs, but they're too hot.
They're too hot?
Yeah, it's too hot for a beanbag chair right now.
Oh, I thought you meant like too sexy.
No,
beanbag chairs, but they're just too sexy.
Too sexy.
No one can handle it. Look, you have a lovely place.
This is a fan.
Oh, that's great. Oh, look at you. Go. You go.
This has turned into a tour.
Yeah.
I should have done this.
This is fantastic.
I should have done right here.
That's fair. See, everything we've seen is much nicer than what you did. So I'm sorry. I'm just telling you.
Okay, well, we learned a lesson.
I think we did.
I'm going to change who I am.
Yeah.
No, just the room I'm in.
The fan is great, by the way. That fan is just killer. That's the new look for you. Just
thank you.
Flowing.
Always windblown.
Flowing.
You have that going for you too, without even the fan.
I'm just going for this now. It's pretty soon. It's going to come straight down here, and I'm going to have to cut out a little window right here. That's what I'm going to do. Listen, I want to congratulate you again on your hilarious special.
Thank you.
Really funny. And there's also...
Thank you for making it.
Well, you know.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you being so funny and being so talented. And girl daddy. Look at that. Even a hat. HBO Max.
Watch it, please. We'd love it if you watched it.
Yeah. Critics love it. It's great.
Yeah. Twins.
All right. I'll put mine on too. And We Called Your Mom podcast is available wherever you get your podcasts.
That's right. So
keep on keeping busy.
I will.
All right. Thank you, Beth.
Thank you. Appreciate you.